So what is Voicenotes? At its core, it's a very simple voice recorder that remembers everything. And it transcribes accurately in over 100 languages, even if you're like whispering or in a noisy environment. And where it gets interesting is that you can ask AI about anything that you've ever recorded, no matter the size of your database or your notes. And then you can create stuff with it, like a summary, or a to-do list, or a grocery list, or a meeting report, or a blog post, or an email. Then you can share it with another Voicenotes account, or you can just copy the note or create a link that you can share with your colleagues or team or family. The one thing that I really like about Voicenotes is that it works everywhere. It was really important for us to make sure that it is with you when you have a new idea or a conversation that you want to record. So it works on iOS and Android, web. We have a desktop app, a Chrome extension, watch apps, which I use a lot. I'm a big fan of the watch app. I record most of my notes on my watch when I'm out on a walk. Now, as for professional use cases, Voicenotes is great for meetings, whether it's in-person meetings or virtual meetings, or I do a lot of meeting reports. So even if it's like a short conversation, let's say with my colleague about an upcoming project, I can create an elaborate meeting report out of it. Voicenotes is great for professional and personal use. By personal use case, I mean journaling, because unlike writing something down, you can't format or edit or even moderate yourself while you're speaking out your idea. My best ideas come to me while I'm recording a voice note. So one interesting use case is that I use Voicenotes to log things. So whether it's alcohol consumption, my mood, or whether it's my weight. Other than using dedicated apps for it, it's just easy for me to log when I'm feeling happy, for example, and go deep into it and give it more context. And what I like most about it is that it never takes away from the moment. So if I'm drinking and enjoying a drink, I really don't want to go into my note-taking app and write down all about it. Whereas as opposed to just tapping record on my Apple Watch and recording for a few seconds of how I feel and logging that is much easier for me. The same thing while I'm reading a book. I really don't want my note-taking to take away from the moment that I'm experiencing. So I simply record the quote that I'm reading or the passage, and it is so much easier for me to recollect because the AI gets the context. So if I'm talking about a beer, or let's say a quote from 100 Years of Solitude book, it gets it. So if I want to recollect it later, I just ask my AI, hey, give me all the notes from the book, and gives me exactly what I'm asking for. So lastly, my wife Alicia and I founded Voicenotes last year while going through a tough period in our lives when we had a miscarriage. And we were talking to a lot of doctors and midwives, and we had a lot of information to process. And it was really hard for us to record and just seek back and forth to find the information that we are looking for, especially in while going through such an experience. And months later, we built it, a prototype, and it really helped us because it's a place where we could talk through what we're going through or a conversation and then ask. And without any noise, I can focus on the signal that I was looking for. And a year later, we now have a baby, and we sort of had to go through the same experience in a much more positive way with doctors and lots of information to process again. And it came in so handy. So yeah, there's the backstory of it. Fast forward a year since we had the original idea for Voicenotes. We are now a community of over 150,000 note takers, and we just won the Product of the Year award on Product Hunt. There's so many useful features in the pipeline, and the AI is only going to get better. So I'm excited to see where this takes us.